What up, YouTube? It's Avid here. Today I'm going to show you guys how to install a second battery on a scooter, motorcycle. It's always good to have extra power. You don't want to get stuck somewhere. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to cut some wires. 2 wires that are going to be long enough to go from wherever you're going to store your battery to the old battery. We're going to hook these up in parallel. First step, we want to take our wires and put our connectors on them. We're going to put some female connectors to attach to this side. Or we'll put some screw connectors on this side to attach to the battery. Let's do that. Once your soldering iron gets hot, take some flux and put it on the end of the wire. Put our connectors on. And slide through. Just like that. We're going to take our soldering iron. I always like to put some on the tip of the soldering iron first. And then stick it on, and then just feed it in. And if you look, that's how you want it to look right there, where there's solder going all the way down into the tube. Let's do this other one. I'll hold it with my foot. Put some solder on the tip again. Start it and just feed some solder down in there. Now we have our battery connecting ends good. Flip it around. We're going to use connectors that will stick on the end of this. Yeah. We need 2 of these. We're going to do the same thing. Twist up our wire. Put some flux on it. That flux is going to draw the solder right to it. So we got blue. That's our positive. Blue is going to be our positive. And black is going to be our ground. Okay. Once they're set up, let's burn them in. There's one. There's 2. Now we have our wire built. Now it's just a matter of routing it and running it nice. So if you look right here in my trunk, where I've already routed the cooling system, there's a hole right there where I'm going to run the wires through that, and the battery is going to sit right in here in the trunk. We're going to take our wires, I'm going to start routing them through the hole in the battery box. Pull the plastics down so we can get our hand in there. Just take your time. I can already see it wants to go through a certain area. Just take your time. Let it go where it wants to go. There we go. That's probably the hardest part of the job. Probably sticking it through that hole right there. Leave yourself enough room to bolt it up to the battery. And then keep fishing this wire all the way back to where you want it to be. Right? Always leave enough room. And keep it nice. Keep it routed nice. I'm going to come up over the top of this radiator fan. Come around here to the other side. I'll show you this in 2 seconds, where I routed it through here, same way. Let's put this fender back in. Nice. So now we have that wire run through there. Now it's just a matter of hooking up the battery. Here we are on the battery. We're going to take our power, which is we had as our blue. We're going to screw it. And we're going to screw it right here into the power. So positive to positive. From the back battery to the front battery. Positive to positive. And the second one we're going to do is the ground. We made black our ground. So we'll stick it in there. Flip it around nice. So we'll stick it in here. Stick the ground, the black wire. Make sure everything's tightened down good. Now if you look, we're connected under here. Boom, boom. Let me show you something under here. Now that we have that battery hooked up, the red is our positive. And if you look at right there on the multimeter, we got a good connection. So now we just need to hook our battery up. Here's the new battery. Not new, but it's gonna work. Remember, blue was our positive. Black was our ground. We're hooked up now. Now I'm gonna take you around to the front and show you what this battery reads in the front. Here's the multimeter. Positive. See that? 13.4. We're still reading that 12-volt battery. It didn't add it to it. Just that battery I put in there is way better battery. What's cool is that the battery that's in the trunk now, it's going to equalize with this battery, the cells here. So they're going to level out nice. And we just have way more battery power now. Now that we got that second battery hooked up, let's see how much power we have to crank this thing. How different it sounds. We should just have good power. No problem at all cranking it. One more time. And that's how you install a second battery onto a scooter or a motorcycle. Make sure you don't get stuck anywhere.